Hello, this is Komal Vadva and welcome to Kraneil Fine Art. Today we will be painting poppies. It's a beautiful weather to be out, so I will be recording from rooftop. So we will have, if you have ordered, you will get 3 brushes. One would be the flat, the Papa Bear. One would be the medium, that would be Mama Bear, and a small for detailing or signing your painting. And if you ordered from this particular painting, you will be receiving all the paints which will be required for the painting, a palette, canvas, and that's it. Let's get started. All right, so the first stage of painting is blocking in the major parts. So I'm going to dip the paintbrush in water and dab it on paper towel to take the excess out, and load my paintbrush like this: 1, 2, 3, 4. Then I'm going to start with the left yellow orangish poppy right here with small strokes and block it in like this. Alright, so the next stage is I'm going to block in the top flower on the left hand side. Just the shape first, and I do not want the shape to match exactly in the same straight line. So I'm going to start it a little bit towards the right, taking that circular shape at the top without making it a circle, but choppy streaks. Then here we have another petal going on. This is just the blocking in part, so don't worry if you mess it up. So acrylics are so forgiving while painting that even if you make any mistakes, although there are no mistakes in paintings, but even if you feel that you made any mistakes, you can just go over with any other paint on top of it and to fix it. So this is the blocking in of the part 1. Now I'm going to wash the brush out completely in water, and I'm going to take the light magenta which you have got in your kit, pick up that, load the brush, and block in right here with the choppy strokes, because the flowers are not straight, they are not in the circle. And then here I made a sad face, you can call. Block in the whole thing, leaving the middle showing. A little bit of white and a little yellow, and I'm going to make this sad face a little lighter. Then I'm taking a little blue with magenta, mix it together, and this is my shadow part. Bring in that right here and in the middle. This gives the 3-dimensional look in our poppy. Alright, now I'm going to move to my last flower on the right, taking a little magenta once again with blocking in. I do not want the same height, same length, and same line. So here we go. Some rugged flower petals going in, bringing in, and then once again the sad face going down like that, and fill that in. I'm going to take a little bit of white, load it on my tip of the brush, and make this a little lighter. If you think it is not enough, you take a little bit more, bring it on again like that. Then I'm going to take dark and putting some shadows in at the bottom of this petal. This gives the 3D look. Okay, so now we have to let this to dry before we actually move on. So let's move to the green. Let's take the green paint. Load your paintbrush with green. And to make it a little bit darker, I'm going to add a little blue in it. So it's like a bluish green, and then I'm going to cover all the canvas, the whole canvas, with this blue-green. And I do not want to mix the paint all the way into my palette. I just want to mix it on the canvas. That is the approach impressionistic artists followed. Just filling in the blanks right here. You can pick up the canvas and you can start painting the sides with this dark bluish green all the way around and on the edges. And brush marks are good, so if you see some brush marks, that's your choice. If you want to make the brush marks show, you can. If you don't want, you can blend them together like that with long strokes. So that's your choice. Now I'm going to put it aside and take some more blue and green. Dark magenta to make it even dark, and just because this is my star of the painting flower, this and this yellow, I'm going to give this a contrast with dark paint at the bottom. Alright, now the top part I'm going to start right here with the same paint. Just block in. Alright, now I'm going to add loads of white into this to make a little lighter for my top part, top of the canvas right here. This is bluish, green and white, and I'm just doing zigzag right like that. These are the brush strokes. Moving right and left, making crisscrosses on the canvas. And bring it down here on the other side. All right, like this. Now I'm going to wash my brush out completely. Dab it onto the paper towel. And in the meantime, I'm just thinking that what do I want to start next. Yeah, I think the paint has been dried. We can start the middle part, but if it has not dried, you can wait a little bit and then we will move on to the next part. You can rewind the video anytime you want, n number of times, and watch it, and when you feel comfortable, then you can start painting. All right, now I have some yellow mixed with a little bit of green in it right here, and I'm going to use that for the top flower because that's not our very important flower. So I'm going to give a little bit different shade to that, and I want the leaf, the greenish color, to show through. So this is how we are going to do it. And the bottom right here, like that. Now I'm going to move on to this flower on my left bottom and take a little bit of dot of red and going in the middle with my corner of the brush and just spreading it out like that. Now I'm going to bring this same red and cut it like that and bring out one more petal around it. And this is going to be my second petal. I want some of that original pure yellow to keep showing through. Washed my brush out. Once again, I'm going to take green and blue, and I'm going to start in the middle with my corner of the tip of the brush like that, with jagged look. And same here, I'm going to add a little bit more blue to it so that we can show more atmospheric, that it is far from this flower. Then in this flower right here, you can use the small brush instead of using, if you feel that this is too big for you, you can use the middle-sized brush, Mama Bear. All right, here is one little bit more bluish to this as well, because this is also far from our site. All right, now I'm going to wash my brush out. Let's make these flowers beautiful with pure yellow. I'm going to once again bring out the best in these flowers. And I'm not covering all the red, but I'm just here and there bringing the yellow in. This gives a texture to the painting. All right. Now I'm taking some white and making it a little bit more bright, this petal which is coming towards us. Like that. All right. Now I'm taking a little bit of red once again, adding with yellow, and I'm going to start once again from the middle going up and cover all the whole canvas where I can see some whites showing through. Alright, now we will once again take the same paint and cut this again to make this petal look three-dimensional. And like that, and right here once again like this. Now this is the thick paint, and I'm just making the corners a little bit bright and thick. This will give the texture to the painting, to this particular flower. Okay. I need some more white. I have it right here. Okay, I'm going to take the middle-sized brush now. Let's do this little flower here and take light magenta, and let's make these corners a little bit bright and not similar. let's give them some characteristics. Same way I'm going now and making my edges of the flower, rebuilding these. One petal at a time. Show where the light is coming from. So somewhere it is going to be light, because the light in my painting, the light is coming from this side. So let's make this a little bit brighter. Going to add a little bit of yellow in it to make it a little warmer for this particular flower right here. The light is coming from this side and then it is going down to this flower right here. What I'm trying to make is to make the eyes travel through my painting in the painting itself. All right. Sorry for the pause. It was really windy out here, so we are starting back again. And painting with acrylic is all about layerings. So I'm going to once again go ahead and make this a little bit darker, adding a little blue in it over the green, which we already had added, but if you want you can go ahead and take a little bit more. And with the corner of my brush, I'm going to just jab it lightly, not hard. It will give the texture. All right, so I'm going to, the painting with acrylics is all about layering in. So I have some blue and green on my brush, and I'm going to make it stand vertical in my hand and jab it a little bit to give it a little texture in the middle of the painting, like that. All right, now with the same blue and green, I'm mixing blue and green here to make it more dark and making some alternating it with more blue, more green, or more blue, more green and more blue, depending on what. If it is dark, I'm adding more green to it. If it is light, I'm adding blue to it. All right, so let's make a couple more twigs right here, and then just freehand. Impressionistic is all about making your mind free, just putting all the efforts into creating. Some small strokes, some big longer strokes. Now I'm going to make this a little bit warmer green, so this will be one alternating color shade to it. So I took some green and yellow, and let's make it a little bit warmer and give it a contrast. So where the light is coming, it is darker and warmer, lighter and warmer, and where the light is not coming, that is dark. I'm gonna change my brush. Here are some strokes which you can actually change in the strokes, and this is how you can do it, like that. This made a few leaves. So this is my dark, this is my bright flower, the prince or princess, so I'm going to add darker here, like that. All right, now I'm going to take some more yellow and add a little white to my green, and this will be the highlight part of my painting. So as I mentioned earlier that my light is coming from this side, so I want so these, let's make some light shining through right here, like that. This is dark. Let's make another petal right here. So when you are making something light in a painting, make sure the direction of that particular, it takes you to the focus point of your painting. So as I mentioned earlier that this is the prince or the princess, the main focus point of my painting. All directions of the lights paint strokes should go towards this. So like that, it is taking towards to you to the focus point painting, the object. All right, so after that I'm going to make this a little pretty because I want this to be my second focus point. This is my first focus point, then this is my second focus point. I need yellow for that. Pure yellow, and this is going to be my highlight. So I'm going to load the brush and just directly out of tube or out of your jar, and I'm going to put some highlights like that. Like that. And let's put one right here. A little bit highlight of white where you want the eyes to go directly to in the flower, and this is the point I want my attention to go to, like that. Let's fill up this gap wherever we are seeing. I'm adding red and yellow, and let's make this deep into the crevices of the flower, like that. Okay. Alright, I'm taking the same paintbrush without washing it and tackling the middle part of this particular poppy right here and making another layer at the bottom. This is my another petal. Now I'm washing my brush out completely and taking yellow once again, added with green, and just making the edges look proper. I'm taking a little bit white to that green, and let's make some petals. All right. Wash your brush out or take the other brush, and I'm taking a little bit of blue and lots of white. And once again, I am covering this part right here. This becomes the ice blue. It will help make us define those edges once again. And it will I'm actually leaving some of the green parts in between because this will actually make the painting look more beautiful, and it will show, it will give us some characteristics that something is there, and the mystery of that will keep on going into the mind of the viewer that something is there. I do not want to cover all the dark parts of the corners, so I'm just lightly taking it to the corner and then again going back with green to just blend it a little bit. We do not want the attention, the viewer's attention, to go out of the canvas by making it light. All right, now I'm taking the same paintbrush with blue, another layer of the paint in the middle of the flowers. This will give the contrast into the another one. This is your painting, you be free with that. So and I'm bringing that a little bit out towards the edges of this flower. Just like we did it here in this one. Now once again, I'm taking yellow, white, lots of white and yellow, a little bit of magenta to it. And make it little, oh, I need some more white. Like that. Here. Making it a little darker for the edge right here, but not too dark. And let's define a little bit of the same color around the flower. Like that. All right. Now I'm defining the shadow part once again right here with magenta and blue. That this is the darkest dark, and a little bit of correcting the shape of the flower. Again with magenta. And you can add some white to it as it looks a little bit darker. Magenta, blue, and white. Oops, right here. Okay. Some more magenta. Yeah. Same darker goes right here, because this is under the shadow. This petal is under the shadow. This is under the shadow right here. All right. Let's fix this out a little bit. Okay. Okay, I'm going to take the same paintbrush and lightly go over in the middle as well. This creates the color harmony in your painting. If you use the same color to make the viewer's eyes travel in your painting. All right, and right here too. Now I'm going over with green. All right. Now I'm taking green and making some more unknown grass, leaves, adding some yellow to it to make it contrasting with each other and to make it more fuller as well at the bottom part of the painting, of the canvas. I'm going to bring this right here because here there is one. Now let's do some darks here, darks. So taking some green, adding in blue and magenta right here, and this is our darkest dark, and we need that in the first corners to bring the eyes to our focus point right here, and under these flowers to define the shadows. All right. Now once again, wash your brush out and the highlights in the grass blades. That we can do by adding some green, some yellow, lots of white, and let's do this right here. Let's define some of the branches right here, and like that. Now let's take some of the yellow once again and onto a toothbrush, dab it out onto the paper plate. When you have a little bit left on it, then we will make these dots in the middle like that. On here. And that is it. Your painting is ready. You just need to sign it, initial. I do it on the right hand side with the baby bear brush, and you finished your first masterpiece. Before I let you go, I just wanted to make this part a little bit lighter going here, like that. You can make a few buds if you like. Same way, use the end of the brush like that and flick it like that, and you can cover that with green and blue on the outer sides, and you have a bud right here. Light. That's it. All right, so thank you for joining me today.